Mystery number 1. The Chicago Mothman City never truly sleeps. Not Chicago. There's always something humming traffic. Trains, the breath of skyscrapers, pressed against grey skies. But under that noise, beneath that rhythm, is something else. A silence that watches. A shadow that moves just fast enough to disappear. Since 2011, something has been flying over the windy city. And it's not a plane. It began near the lake. At first, just whispers, people talking about a giant bird. Something with wings wider than a car, gliding silently above the water. But birds don't have red eyes. They don't hover over apartment buildings or perch atop industrial cranes. They don't stare back. Witnesses call it the Chicago Moth. And what makes this monster different is that it never disappeared. Over the next 10 years, sightings increased. Near Navy Pier, around O'Hare Airport, on the bridges at midnight. Dozens of people described the same thing. A tall, dark humanoid figure with glowing red eyes, massive bat-like wings, and a sense indescribable but unanimous that it wasn't just watching. It was waiting. Some said it made no sound. Others said it screeched like metal being ripped apart. One woman said she heard it think in 2017. Reports exploded. A security guard at an apartment complex said he saw it crouched atop a nearby rooftop. Wings tucked tight against its sides like a gargoyle. It turned its head. The guard ran. He never came back to work that same year. A truck driver near O'Hare slammed his brakes when he saw something drop onto the road in front of him. It didn't touch the ground, just hovered. He described its eyes as headlights turned inward. Others have seen it flying low over rivers, stepping silently through alleys, or even clinging to the sides of high-rise buildings. And always, the same emotion, dread. Dread, one witness put it best. I wasn't scared like when you see a bear. I was scared like something looked at me from before I was born. Speculation spread fast. Some said it was a demon. Others, a government experiment. Some claimed it was the same creature seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, in the 1960s. Original Mothman, but Chicago has never had a collapse like the Silver Bridge. So what is it warning us of? Or is it not a warning at all? Is it feeding? Mystery number 2. The Fresno Nightcrawler. Some monsters don't roar, they don't fly, they don't bleed. Some simply walk. The Fresno Nightcrawler is one of the strangest cryptids ever recorded, not because of what it does, but because of how little it resembles anything we know. No claws, no eyes, no mouth, just legs, long, slender, pale legs, and a glide that's almost graceful. The first appearance was in 2007. A Fresno man set up a security camera in his front yard after his dogs began barking at something invisible every night. When he reviewed the tape, he found them. 2 figures, barely 2 feet tall, white, slender, moving as if suspended by wires, but with no strings visible, no arms, no head, no face, just cloth-like skin and bending knees. The footage was leaked, and it spread. People didn't laugh, they watched, over and over, trying to understand. Then came the second sighting near Yosemite. Another pair, different place, same walk. Paranormal researchers attempted frame-by-frame analysis. Experts couldn't explain it. Costume, puppet, no seams, no joints, no indication of how it moved. Then the questions started. Why legs? Why walk? Why Fresno? Some theorized it was alien. Others said interdimensional. One local tribe even claimed it resembled forest spirits watchers who protected the trees and moved only at night. Whatever it was, it moved only one way, forward. In 2011, a man in Poland reported seeing something identical while walking through snow. No footprints were left behind. In 2014, a hiker in Arizona filmed what he claimed was the nightcrawler between two boulders. Still, no evidence stuck. But the stories never stopped. People began dreaming of it, of walking without arms, of moving through fences, of being watched not with eyes, but with presence. And then the symbols started appearing. Spindly, spiraled carvings on fence posts, etchings in tree bark, stick figures with only legs. Are they messages? Warnings? One woman claimed to wake up with her legs moving on their own. Another drew a perfect nightcrawler figure in the dark, with her eyes closed. The nightcrawler is not known to harm, but it is known to be seen. And what's seen once is often seen again. Mystery number 3. The Pope-like monster. They say if you hear it call your name, it's already too late. The Pope-like monster lives in shadow and metal beneath the Trestle Bridge in Louisville, Kentucky. Part man, part goat, part something else. And entirely unexplainable. Legends stretch back to the 1940s. Stories told by teenagers, whispered near campfires, passed down through dares and drunken confessions. But the deaths, those are real. The bridge is high, over 700 feet long, a place that hums with the vibration of approaching trains. No sidewalks, no room to run, and yet, people go. They go because they've heard the stories, because they want to see the monster, or hear it, or prove it doesn't exist. And many don't return. Some are struck by trains, some fall, some vanish. But those who live tell chilling tales. They say, it lures you with mimicry, with voices of loved ones, with hypnotic suggestion that pulls you up the hill and onto the rails. And once you're there, you see it. Goat legs, a human torso, horns, yellowed eyes, a mouth that doesn't move, but somehow speaks. Some believe it's the result of a satanic ritual, a cursed hybrid, a creation that can't die. Others think it's older, that it's tied to the land, a protector corrupted, a spirit twisted by violence and belief. There are no photos, no recordings, only reports and police warnings. In recent years, fences have been erected, signs posted, but still, people come, because the monster doesn't just live under the bridge, it lives in the challenge, in the legend, in the human urge to look into darkness and dare it to look back. One girl who survived said she saw nothing, only felt cold, and heard her mother's voice call her by a childhood nickname. No one else knew. She blacked out, woke up at the base of the bridge, mouth full of dirt. Mystery number 4. The monster of the Mongone's Knot. All monsters leave tracks. Some leave bodies. In the 1960s and 70s, the city of Calais, Colombia, was haunted not by a spectre in the sky or a creature in the woods, but by something far worse. Something that lived among them. They called it El Monstruo de los Mongones, the monster of the Mongones. The name came from a patch of land near the Mongones neighborhood, a place once used for grazing cattle, later swallowed by weeds and rumors, a no man's land. It began with a boy, then another, then more, children vanishing, found days later, or never found at all. And the bodies that were found showed signs of ritual, not just murder, purpose, cuts in patterns. Objects left behind, limbs missing, eyes gone, Police were baffled. Theories ranged from a lone killer to cult activity. Rumors spread of satanic groups. Some whispered about La Llorona. Others blamed guerrillas. No one knew, but the killings continued. One journalist, Carlos Menendez, followed the story obsessively. He published articles naming police corruption, suggesting a covered dash-up. He disappeared in 1975. His typewriter was found in the Mongonis field. Still warm, mothers stopped letting children walk alone. The neighborhood changed. Concrete walls went up. Windows were barred. But the monster was never caught. Then it stopped, abruptly, as if satisfied. Until 1991, a body appeared. Same signs, same location, same fear. But no one investigated, because by then, the legend was stronger than the evidence. A ghost, they said, a demon, a curse, a debt unpaid. Local shamans claimed the land itself had been poisoned by blood, that it demanded tribute, and now, the Mongonis field is gone. Paved over, gentrified, but people still avoid it. Taxis won't stop there. GPS glitches out. One security guard swears he sees a figure at night, short, barefoot, eyes like mirrors. He won't describe it further. Mystery number 5. The Minerva Monster. August 1970. Yorchum, Ohio. A small town where people knew each other's names, where the loudest thing at night was the wind through cornfields, until the monster came. The Catan family was the first to report. It was a summer night. The dogs began barking wildly, nothing unusual. But then came the smell, thick, rotting, like dead animals left in the sun. And then, the eyes. Two glowing orbs, reflecting light in the dark, 8 feet off the ground, watching from the edge of the woods. They said the creature was massive, hairy, not quite ape, not quite man, with long arms that nearly touched the ground and shoulders as wide as a doorframe. The dogs wouldn't go near it. Neither would the father. He watched it from the porch with a shotgun in hand, trembling not from fear, but from knowing the gun wouldn't matter. And then it left, no sound, no footprints, just the stench. But that wasn't the end. It came back, again and again, for nights, scratching at windows, leaving deep indentations in the ground once, even peeking into the home's front window while the family huddled in silence. They called the sheriff. He came, investigated, interviewed the family, measured the prints. He believed them, which made the town uneasy. Reporters came. Articles ran. Television crews showed up, but no answers followed. Other sightings surfaced. A woman saw it near a junkyard. A teen swore it crossed the road in front of his bike. Hunters heard guttural growls where no animal should be. Then silence. Years passed. The Minerva monster faded from national memory, but never from Minerva's dot to this day. Some residents refuse to walk near the woods at night. Some swear the smell still returns every few summers, and some, just a few, say it never left, that it waits for a window left open, for a whisper in the corn, for a reason to be remembered. Again, some monsters don't want to be seen. They want to be felt in the space behind you, where your shadow hesitates.